Well, good morning, y'all. This is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but it was Mother's Day weekend last weekend, and I was busy with family stuff. So today I've got a short thrift haul for y'all, and then I'm going to give you a brief tour of some of the flowers here at the old Blue House. I have been out hitting some yard sales, and y'all, I found some of the greatest snaps. I went to a church rummage sale and some other places, and let me show y'all the fun hauls I've got. First off, a wire trash can. The trash can in my craft cottage is one of those little bitty plastic ones, and I fill it up in an hour or so. So I need me a trash can. So good solid wire trash can. Look at this beautiful old Afghan, y'all. Somebody spent a lot of work on this. Look at that scalloped edge down there. Y'all, this is gonna be an upcycle. Watch for my upcycle Afghan video. It might be later on in the year. I'm gonna upcycle this into an item of clothing. So you'll have to check that out. And I'm super excited about the colors because I think they're perfect fall colors, y'all. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to work on. My daughter said she was looking for some little plants. Look at these sweet little plants, y'all. So I thrifted these for my oldest daughter, and I think they're really for my granddaughter. My granddaughter is studying for her master's degree in music education, and she has decided she is tired of the roommate life, and she has actually on her own qualified for her first apartment, y'all, by herself. She qualified last year, but she was in a roommate situation with two other students. So they're still really good friends, but she wants to live on her own for the first time. So she is feathering her nest, y'all, and I think these are for her to feather her little nest with. And then I didn't even ask my daughter if she was interested in this one. I saw it and picked it up. It's 3 little plants in a chicken wire basket. Really cute little plants. If she doesn't want it, this will go in my booth. Somebody will snap it up. And y'all, this is for my garden. This is one of the coolest things I've bought in a long time. Look at this birdhouse, this mosaic birdhouse. Look at these mosaic, I don't know if they're tiles or dishes. Maybe tiles since there's so many of them. It's the side of it. Look at the roof. Look at this gorgeous detail. Isn't this beautiful? And I'm going to find a home for this in my garden, and this is going to be a focal point in whatever section of the garden I put it in. I love it. I think it's awesome. All right, we're going to pause for a minute so I can get some more things out to show y'all. Y'all, you know I can't hardly resist a cookbook. I just can't resist it. I love looking at them. And once I'm through with them, they go in my booth, or I put them on Etsy or eBay or someplace. But I hit the mother load with books. The hardcover books at this shop they were either $1 or $2, and then the paperback ones were 50 cents. So let's look at what I got. This is a ring binder, the Taste of Home cookbook. I've never really been a Taste of Home fan. Not that there's anything wrong with it, there's just so many other things, but that is a nice condition cookbook. And then here's the Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook, limited edition. Nice condition. Here's the Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook. This is an older one. You see, it's been loved a little bit, but that's okay. The new Pillsbury Family Cookbook. I've never seen this cookbook before, y'all. This is an older one. I like it. I think it looks like a fun read. Y'all, this is the gold standard as far as I'm concerned, the Fannie Farmer Cookbook. The Fannie Farmer Cookbook and the Joy of Cooking cookbooks, I think, are awesome. And I don't know that I've got this in hardcover in my library. If I don't, I will be replacing the paperback one with this one. Otherwise, it'll go back in my booth. but it just got so many great recipes in it, y'all. Fannie Farmer. Then moving up here, Come Taste Louisiana. Now y'all, this has got, I know I'm making this recipe, I know I am. It's got paper clip on it, and I don't know if it was for chicken parm or corny bean dogs, but I'm gonna make some corny bean dogs. And this is some kind of a corn dog, pork and bean combination. Y'all, it doesn't say South much better than corny bean dogs, and I cannot wait to make those. And then we have Hometown Favorite Recipes. This is from a Gladewater, Texas PTA book. And Gladewater's kind of local. The Best Bicentennial Cookbook, Home Economics Teachers. Y'all, the bicentennial in this country was 1976, and that was the year I graduated. So you know I had to get this one and read it. That looks tasty. Cotton Country Collection. This is a Louisiana cookbook, y'all. The Junior Charity League of Monroe, Louisiana. It's gonna be a fun book to read. This one, y'all, I've got an older version of this that I've been cooking out of. The American Home All-Purpose Cookbook. You know, it doesn't have its dust jacket. It's an older cookbook. It's been used. It's been loved. It belonged to John somebody. I can't read upside down. Anyway, this will be a great cookbook. Pretty pictures. That's interesting. A standing rib roast with, I don't know what that is. Green olives, something on it. And then a couple of Christmas cookbooks. Christmas with Southern Living and Betty Crocker's new Christmas cookbook. And these won't go out in the booth until Christmas time. All right, y'all, we're gonna pause. I've got just a couple other snaps to show y'all. Well, y'all, I got two more books. Debbie McAmer, Mistletoe and Mischief. It's a Christmas compilation of 2 stories, I think. I like to read Christmas books at Christmas time, y'all. So this will go up in my cabinet until it gets close to the holidays. And then Frank E. Peretti, Piercing the Darkness. I've already got a copy of this book. Have y'all read Frank E. Peretti? This book really opened my eyes to some of the things that are going on in our public education system. I thought, oh, well, that's California, or that's not in Texas, the first time I read it. But as I continued to reread it every 2 or 3 years, I saw more and more issues in the liberal values in our education system. And actually, books by Frank E. Peretti are one of the reasons that I and my oldest daughter eventually pulled our 2 youngest children from public school and homeschooled. And now those young men are high school students, and they're going to private Christian high schools that we are delighted with, y'all. But if you're a Christian, these books by Frank Peretti will help you to understand more about the spirit realm. And that's my sermon for the day. Okay, y'all, check this out. Y'all know what this is? Some people call it a gossip bench, but really I always thought a gossip bench was that S-shaped bench where one person faces one way and one faces the other. This is an old telephone bench, probably from the 1940s, I guess. I don't know. It's been recovered. It's solid. It's had some kind of a weird varnishy wannabe wood paint put on it. But this will go in the booth and somebody will love it. They'll snap it up. I sold one about a year ago, and I'll sell this one, I'm sure. So anyway, a nice old telephone bench, y'all. And then this. Yes, I know, I bought one of these before. That's okay, because people love them. This is a narrow quilt rack. It's a metal one. It's heavy. It's super heavy. And it's great for a narrow space to display your quilts in the bedroom or hang them up, maybe in a guest bedroom. If it gets a little cool, you can tell folks, hey, there's some extra blankets or quilts there on that quilt rack if you need them. Well, y'all, this is it for my snaps this week. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe. And check out my other videos. I've got some upcycle videos. I've got some gardening videos. I've got some cooking videos. I'm gonna do that beanie dog recipe on a video so y'all can see it and we'll see what we think. Well, y'all, just be kind to one another. Find joy in the little things. Be content. And I just pray that God blesses you all richly. This is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting. Well, I want to show you all these big lilies I've got growing outside my fence at the front of my house. They grow on either side of the gate, the walk gate, all the way down. These, I'm not sure what they are, but look at the base of these things, y'all. Look at that. These are so big, they were in a corner in my front flower bed when we bought the house. And we started digging them out. And y'all, we finally had to pull the truck into the yard and put a strap on them and pull them out. And then I separated them and set them out, and they are really filling out well. The water lilies in the fish pond are starting to bloom now. We're letting a few of them come back this year. The daylilies are really blooming out well, and those lions back there are at our pet cemetery where a couple of our fur babies are buried. Well, our beds around the pond really need some love, but this is tick seed starting to bloom, and my daylilies over there are starting to bloom. You see how beautiful they are. See if I can get one of these big fish for y'all to see. See them? The water's real murky. We got to get a UV filter on it this year. We've got a lot of goldfish in there. Do you see that? Check out this golden whitefish. He's one of my favorites. Absolutely the only thing better than flowers are free flowers. Check out these wild sunflowers. And then this is the front bed. I just put in those 3 little celosia. I bought those for pots, but then I read that they could have their growth stunted if they weren't in the ground. There's a geranium. Those green things are Irish moss, and I'm hoping they'll grow here like the tag says they do. Got some liripe. Here I've got some little lavender coming up. Now look at these petunias. Y'all remember when I tucked those in? They have really filled out and they're going good. Here are those 3 little vincas that I didn't have room for in that big flower pot. And then y'all remember when I planted out these big pots? Look how nicely they're filled out. I've got the cascading petunias and the autumn sage. And then back here, I'm super excited because all 3 of the pots I planted with dinner plate dahlia bulbs have come up. That one's little, but he's there. And I'm really hoping I can get them to grow in the Texas heat. Well, y'all, that's it for the garden tour at the old blue house today. This week, I'm planning to make those beanie corny dog things and get that video up for y'all here at the old blue house kitchen. But until then, y'all stay blessed, be kind to one another. This is Ginger at Ginger Snap Thrifting.